know what the singular of a dice is? It's a die. See, two of them make dice, one of them is a die. Here, Dickie the die is a very special die because he's psychic. He's going to help in this next trick. I'm going to take these cards. Now, Dickie only has 6 sides. And when you only have 6 sides, you can only really guess 6 cards. So we're going to take Dickie, I'm going to take my cards, I'm going to lay 6 of them down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? Now, I'm going to have you pick a card. Let's say you pick a 3. That would be 1, 2, 3. That would be the 8 of hearts. And well, he already saw that card. I'll put another one down. I want you to pick a number from 1 to 6.
5.
5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dickie, do your stuff. He's absorbing that card right now as we speak in his psychic manner. Put those over there. And I don't need these, so I'll put those over there. Now, here's how Dickie works. I roll him out, and whatever number comes up, you add that to the number below it, divide that by 2, and that would be that card. So if I rolled a 6, and there was a 2 on the other side, that'd be 8. Half of 8 is 4. That'd be a 4. Or if I rolled a 5, and there was a 1 on the other side, that would be 6. So that card would be a 3. So let's roll the dice and see what happens.
6.
Add it to that.
7.
Okay, we divide that in half, and gee, half of 7 is 3.5. I hadn't counted on that. How about we round it up to 4 or down to 3? What do you think?
Nah.
You want 3.5?
Yeah.
Okay, but I think that's stupid. Hi, welcome to the Hideaway. Do you know there's over 25,000 or more card tricks in magic? That's why you always see magicians do card tricks in a show, at least almost always. I had Perla, my producer here, pre-sign a card. You see that? She's got her name on it, drew a little heart on it, and we're going to use that in the next trick. What I'm going to do is I'm simply going to slide it in the back. Can you see that? It goes right in the back. And I give it a little shake and a little squeeze, and with any luck, it comes back to the top. I'm going to do that again. Put it in the back, just like that. Give it a little shake, give it a little squeeze, and it comes back up to the top. Now, I could do this 52 more times, but that's kind of boring. So instead of shaking it and squeezing it, I've got a little envelope over here. The envelope has a hole in it. Now watch closely as I tap the cards. There seems to be a card inside this envelope. That's a little hard to get out here. I think I can shake it out. Let's see. Yep, I can shake it out. There we go. And would you believe that's Perla's card? Must be. It's got her name on it. I'm going to tell you a little story. This is a story about a riverboat gambler and a magician. You know, in the 1800s, there were riverboats going all up and down the Mississippi River. And I live in Minneapolis, so the river runs right between us and St. Paul. This is a story about one of those trips. Riverboat gamblers didn't always cheat, although some of them did, but most of them were advantage players. They knew where the cards were. They could kind of control them when they shuffled and all that kind of stuff. And the riverboat gambler made a lot of money off of marks by gambling with them. Well, one day the magician came on board and started doing card tricks. And everybody stopped gambling and started watching the card tricks. Well, this upset the gambler. So he went up to the magician and he said, I'm going to make you a bet. I bet you can't cut the 4 of a kind. And if you do, I'll get off the boat. But if you can't, you get off the boat. The magician said, okay, I'll go for that. So the magician took the cards and he made what was the weirdest little cut ever It wasn't a regulation cut, and he had cut to a king. Well, the gambler was a little worried about that because it wasn't a regulation cut. Nothing he could do about it. He didn't want to look like he was welching on the bet, so the magician made the next little cut. And it was another king. Well, the gambler started to sweat just a little bit as the magician made the third little cut. And it was another king. Well, now the gambler was worried he was going to get kicked off the boat, so he had to come up with a plan. So he decided he would bump into the magician in the last cut. So he did. He bumped into the magician. The magician cut to an ace. And the gambler says, well, it's time for you to get off the boat. He says, well, what do you mean I have to get off the boat? Well, you didn't cut the 4 kings. And the magician said, well, you didn't say I had to cut the 4 kings. You just said I had to cut the 4 of a kind. And the gambler said, yeah, but 1 ace and 3 kings is not 4 of a kind. Well, the magician said, well, that might be true, but 4 aces is 4 of a kind. Now, I've been telling this story for years, and I always get the same question. You know what that question is? Whatever happened to that last king? Well, there's only one king, my friend. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Well, I hope you enjoyed the show. I enjoyed doing it for you. I like it when you like it, and I also like it when you press that little like button because YouTube likes that too. So, people come here for the magic, but they stay for the fun. Have a good evening. Why does that phone always ring when I'm doing something? Hello, Susie. It's always Susie. What? Another riddle? Sure. Yeah, you interrupted me during my show, but that's usually what you do. What's the riddle? Why did the coffee file a police report? Why did the coffee file a police report? I don't know. Why? Because it was mugged.